doing the magic loop. My stack single crochet. And there, it's the height of double crochet. So let's put in some double crochet into the magic loop to make a circle. I'm going to see if 10 is enough. 8, 10, 12. This is very splitty yarn. As you can see, I found my favorite hook. It was in another project bag. I'm working on a seasonal item for my home, and I put it in the bag with that yarn that I'm working on that project with, and I couldn't find it for my last video. So how many do I have here? So I put 11 in. Let's do 12. Let's make it an even number. And remember, with your magic ring, you have to cinch it up. You go into the top of your stacked single crochets. But I'm going to switch colors, so and I'm going to use that to do the slip stitch to close the circle. And then go into the back bar of the top of the stitch, the first stitch in the round. And just make a single crochet. And I'm going to do 2 single crochets in the back bar only, all the way around. Okay, so I've finished counting. I have 24. I want to change a color from this gray. I'm just going to go back to the green, and I didn't cut it. It's still there. And I'm going to do a back bar only, I guess it's like a slip stitch, and then go back in again and do my single crochet. And I'm just going to do 1 in each, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I'm going to do 2 chain stitches where it would be the 6th, and then do 1 into that. So let's do 6 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now it would be 6, so do 2 chains and then do that 6th one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, do 2 chains, and then go into the 6th one. Let's do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, do 2, and here's your 6th. So now I'm at the end of that row. I'm going to pick up my other color. And finish with that slip stitch. I'm going to put in a single crochet and then a double drop down crochet. So you want to follow it down. And I cover it. I don't let it ride up too much. There. A nice fluffy stitch. You want to skip the one in the back here. So you pull it down. You can see there's the one you did the single crochet. This is where you skipped to do the drop down double. So then it's this one, which is your next single crochet. We're coming up on our corner. I do 2. In that one, and then you do 2 chains, and then you do a single crochet. I think I'm splitting the yarn. I can feel it. I want to just go through there we go. That's it. So here is our drop down. So you did 2 chains, then 3, 2, 3, and then we're going to do the drop down double crochet. And it's fluffy. It's not stretching or anything. It's got a lot of room to breathe. Skip that stitch and do your single crochet in the next. And remember, always try to get that back loop. Don't get both of the loops. Because if you catch this front loop, then you won't have anything to anchor your drop downs into. So each row is dependent on that previous row of front loops. Two chains. Do 3. Let's do your drop down again. Pull it back, This is the one you just skipped, so you want to go into the next one. So we're in the 2 chain corner, so we add 2 more chains to our square to get our some corners. 2, 3, 4. Never skip that one. When you get to the end, I'll meet you there. I'm going to change colors. Do a drop down on either side of the drop down. On top of it, you just do a single, and then you do another drop down on the other side of it. You drop down, and finish out the ends, the corners. One, two. Okay, so here's a drop down, your first drop down on this side. Skip that. Go into this one. Skip it. And what I mean by skip it is if you pull this down, you see this one I didn't anchor in and I didn't anchor into that one. That's where this one and this one drop down. So I always skip that one so you don't add extra stitches in. It's also a way to fix anything that goes wrong if you just miscount, or it's just not, the count's not working out for you somehow for whatever reason. Just skip a stitch. You could skip 2, as long as it looks like it's working out. Great thing about crochet is it's very forgiving. So come back to the end with me. When you reach there, just go ahead and pause, and I'll be there when you're ready. Go ahead and change your colors. And because this is a drop down right there, you want to just go and do a single crochet. And I'm gonna do another drop down right here on top of that one. And you can grab it like this, that top bar, or you can go under and do a front post. Either way, it's up to you how you like to do it. See, now it looks like the braid is continuing up. And then you do a single on top of this one. You don't drop down onto the other drop down doubles. It's just the way the thing works. And now I'm going to do a drop down double on that side. So this is kind of like the Apache tiers that I did, but it's radiating out from the center. And I think I'm going to put the white one, the white color in next. You're on the corner, then you do your 2 chains, and you finish up the corner, and 2, so I'm going to drop down here, so we got one more. You drop down just before that green drop down. Do a single over top of the other one. Now it's time for your front post. Now remember, you can do it either way you like. I kind of like the way that stands out. Make sure you skip it behind your own post there. And then we do the single crochet on top. And now we do another drop down double. And sometimes it can get hidden. I don't know if you saw what I did there. I kind of pushed this to the side and grabbed that bar that was almost hidden. It can trick you sometimes, and you end up grabbing the wrong bar. And that's another reason why things tend to start to skew a little bit. Not only because crochet tends to do that anyway, but you can get tricked, and then things will start to skew to one side or the other. Now we're going around. We're in the chains, so we make one single and then 2 chains and then another single into the other 2 chains that were from the previous row, these 2. We just keep going around the corners like that. Give it a square look. Now I'm going to do a drop down, because here's that previous row. And remember, in order to make these nice and fluffy so they don't pull, I pull down and I pinch, and then I work my way up, and I let this yarn feed into the stitch rather than letting it pull from down here. I pull from up here. I pull from up here, not from down here, so it stays fluffy. Make sure you skip. Now we're going to do the front post double. And then a single. Make sure you skip. Let me just double check and pull it back. There's the chain that you skipped, the stitch that you skipped for that front post double. You go into the next one, you do a single crochet. And now we're going to do another drop down double. Make sure you pull it aside and you get that stitch. You don't want it to be here. There we go. You just don't want it to be the wrong stitch. And it's okay if it is. It's not the end of the world. You'll just, remember next row. You skip that. Remember, this is Crochet Your Way, and crochet is forgiving, and you can compensate and move stitches around as you go if things are getting off center, or you missed a stitch. We'll just add 2 into the next row, or you did too many, we'll just skip 1. It's okay. I like to do crochet for fun, and I hope that you enjoy it too. So you have to just kind of remember, this is handmade. This is a craft. Oh, I almost forgot to do my drop down here. Come on. There we go. I hope I'm staying mostly in frame for you guys. I know I tend to pull it close to my face when I'm working on a difficult stitch. It's just a habit. I'm trying to make sure you guys can see the important parts. And please forgive me. I am learning how to make these videos. Sometimes when I'm wrestling, I have to pull it close to my face so I can see what I'm doing. Oh no! Here's a join. Well, we'll do it the best we can. Yikes, it's going to be right at that corner. Oh well. I'll try to sew those ends in. It's going to be glued down to the top of my container. So, not a big deal. Pardon me. let that fall. And we'll pick up the white next. Okay, so we have a gray at the end of the row. We're going to pick up the white next. Just pull it tight. Let's do a single crochet on top of that. Do another single crochet. Another single crochet. Let's do a drop down double on the outside. Doing another drop down next to that drop down from the previous row. Make sure I'm not adding in a stitch. Nope, okay. Now I'm just going to do some back loop only single crochet. Oh, and here's our next drop down. I just realized that it's probably hard to see the white against the white. Oops, I did a double crochet where it should have been a single crochet. See, when my mind starts to wander, my hands start doing its own thing. These are all back loop only single crochets. We're in the corner, do the 2 chains. Gotta get into that loop. And we're doing our back loop onlys again until we get to our drop down. And there it is. This is just basically Apache tears in the round. Skip that, make sure you don't add in any stitches, but it's okay if you do. It's not the end of the world. A lot of people think it has to be absolutely 100% perfect, and I don't believe in that. I believe that handmade is going to have errors because we're all human. We're not perfect. We're not machines. Crochet can't, as of this taping, be imitated by machines. We cannot reproduce this craft via machine. So embrace this chaos. This is what makes it a purely human, everyday person craft. Nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect. Now we're here at our drop down, so let's go ahead and pop that in there. And then let's skip that and then do our single crochet in the back loop only across. Till we get to the drop down from the row before, and then we'll just go in there next door. Finish it off like bookends. Kitty, are you getting up? Hey, pretty girl. Yeah, she's my good girl. She's yawning. She just woke up. Here in our corner, we do our 2 chains. Did I lose a thread? Nope, it's just coming up like that. Okay. Ah, that's what that is. It's my knot. See it? It's okay. This is all scrap yarn. I just gonna roll with it. Let it be what it wants to be. Let's do our drop down crochet in this stitch before. You know, drop it down, pull it down, whatever. And then work up. Okay, so it looks like we're at the end of this row. This is what it looks like. It's not perfect. There are some weird counts on some of these sides, but I don't care. Some are 3, some are 4. I'm goofing off, having fun, just making a Apache Tears top. Let's keep going. I want to show you what the back looks like. Yeah, that's lots of yarn. It's okay. This stuff is not important right now. Now you see, this is the one I want. This is the live yarn. I want to pull the green up. So, get it ready. And now, the live white yarn. I'm going to pull that tight. Go into the back loop of the first stitch. And pull up the green. Okay. And we are ready to go right into this live drop down double crochet. And it looks like we have 2 rows, because not only are we going down from the white, we're going past the green. So let's do a triple, just so that we have enough. So you wrap it twice, like, you know, for your triple crochet, treble crochet, whatever. Go around the post, and I'm just gonna anchor it with my fingernail, my finger, just to hold it. See, I've got that. And now 1, 2, 3. The next stitch is a single. Okay, so now we've got it wrapped twice for a treble. Now I'm going to pinch it just a little bit, so I don't want it to get too crazy. When I hook it, so I pinch it here, and I'm going to let all the yarn come from here. But I'm still holding it down at the bottom. This is what I do for all of my front posts and anchor double crochets. All of these that are dropping down, I anchor them so that they can stay nice and fluffy. Skip that one. Go into this one. Let's just do single. We could probably do a drop down. What do you say? Let's do a drop down into this one right here. So skip that one. We'll just do a single, and then we'll drop down here. Or we could drop down right here. So let's just do an anchored double right there into the gray. Let's be daring. Let's go ahead and let it anchor into another color, into that gray. Fun. Now we're at the end. In our corner we add our two singles, two chain stitch, and then a single crochet as we turn the corner. This all lines up, so we want to go down to this one, skip that one, go into that one. I think it would be really difficult to anchor into those corner chains, so I'm just going to avoid that altogether. There's the hello, wake up. I don't know why my thing wasn't focusing. Okay, so we skip this one. We go into the next one. And we do single crochet in the back loop only until we get to our big old drop down front post trebles. So we wrap it 2 times. We go remember, just give it a little anchor once you've pulled it through, and just let this yarn, that's the live yarn from your spool or your skein, let that pull. Skip that, do a single crochet, back loop only, and we'll do another treble. Okay, now I'm going to pinch it to hold it. Skip it, and then your single crochet back loop only. But skip that one, go into that one. There we go. Skip that one and go into that one and do your corner. I'm going to go into this one right here. That one, this one. Okay. Skip it. Back with only single crochet. Until we get to our green treble front posts. Sorry about that. I get very excited. I start lifting my arms up. Skip it. Go on to the next. Wrap it twice for your front post. Treble crochet. Fluffy. Skip it. Skip that one. Right there. Skip it. And go in there. Single crochet. You got to your corner, you add your 2 chain stitches. What have we got here? It's a drop down double. I think some people call them drop down anchored doubles because you're actually anchoring them into the row below rather than going through the whole fabric. It's okay, whatever you want to call it. We know what we're doing. You know what you're doing. I know what you're doing. We're good. Doesn't matter what you call it. Now we're doing our trebles in the front post. Sorry about that. I keep getting closer and closer to my face. Skip it. Single, double, wrap it for your treble. The drop down front post treble. Yeah, this is a front post treble. This is a drop down double. This is very old stash yarn. I'm pretty sure it's like Red Heart Super Saver. It's a little on the scratchy side, a little bit splitty. It's very old. I think I got it from someone else's destashing, so yeah. But that's one of the great things about these types of projects is you can just use up whatever scraps you have laying around. Let's do our single crochet in the back loop only to the end. Now we're doing our 2 chains, and then we're in your stitches. Where am I? Here I am. We are just about finished. Skip it. And then I'm going to lay it against my my box top and see if I need to adjust. I see I have this last loop. I'm going to go into the, I don't know if you can see that. Can you see that? I'm going right in the middle. Just going to go ahead and finish right there. Okay.